I think what was particularly interesting is, even though myself and Francis have very different disciplines, actually our issues are quite similar because they're to do with subjectivity and how we as individuals see things differently, and actually what we're looking for is a much more of a blank space so that we can then reconstruct ideas. I've bought a little slinky, and the reason I bought this is because it makes a noise, but it makes a noise that lasts over a period of time. So that I can use this, and what often I would do with a metronome is ask the students to count 4 and then play on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I could drop this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get a sense of the stretch of time. But I could ask them not to make the noise, the first noise on the 1, but let the noise finish on the 1, and that's something that's much more difficult to do, and I'd recommend you try it. And so you try and get it to finish on the 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And that's actually quite hard to get that time, because that sense of time is longer and shorter, and you start to see that it's not about 4, there's actually a whole multitude in there that's completely different and sees things in different ways.
What helped me about working with Alex is that the whole scenario gave me the 2 things that I need to teach successfully. One is another human being, and ideally I'd like to do all my teaching with somebody else. I think doing it on my own is less rewarding for me and the students than doing it with other people. And the second thing that I always need is time pressure, because I'm that sort of human being. So I found that having like 50 minutes or less by the time we'd had a coffee and reintroduced ourselves, and I actually had to deliver an item.
We had to have a coffee as well.
Yeah, we had to have a coffee.
That was
So
good.
it was very good to collaborate with somebody else. I had to listen to what he had to say. I got thrown out of the school choir for lip syncing when I was about 9. So I'm the least musical person on planet Earth.
You and Beyonce?
Yes.
See,
So,
I encourage my students to mime if they don't know what they're doing, because as long as it looks like they're taking part.
but what we had in common was the time pressure, working with each other, working with peers, needing to come back with something, and being creative.
Can I ask one question of you, Francis? When you say you need to work with someone else, would that someone else be the students themselves?
Well, I do work with the students, but I think being part of a team before the classroom, one of the things that I find as a GTA and a PhD candidate is you're just thrown in there, and I've had that in the last week and a half. Well, basically because somebody else didn't turn up, and all the other administrative problems. You know, I was making the tea, doing the design, delivering the thing, marking the homework, listening to their tears, you know, and dealing with my own children. And so I think it's the buddy system, the collaboration system and the pairing system works for me here, and it's something that I'd like to put into my practice more, if that makes any sense.